What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House Craze tonight, we are going to be talking to Mr. Dan Barlow. He is the creator of The Devil's Contract, and we're going to be talking to him about his book and his story. We're also going to be talking about, are you the reason you lost that job? Oh, we're going to be talking about it in a few minutes.
Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the Dreamer, Medina, and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I'm your host with the most sip, the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. It is Tuesday. It is August 29th. The month of August is almost gone. September is upon us, bro. But we have another live show. We are here with another guest. We're going to be talking about another topic. And we're going to be, doing our thing. But if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like, comment. If you are in the chat right now, like it, share it. What up, Lou? Like it, share it, do all of that. Bonjour, Mr. Hades. How are you? So we're going to be having a good time tonight, man. We're going to be chilling. But what's going on with you, dog? What's going on?
What's going on? I'm getting ready for College Station Comic Con, which is in a week from now. So I'll be out there getting my duty on. I got about 24 new prints. 24, bro. It just went, College Station is a big anime crowd. So I got a lot of duty which is going to be dope over there. So I'm excited about that. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a 3-hour drive from where I am. So I'll be staying the weekend over there. So that's exciting. And also, getting ready to launch the Kickstarter in October for book number 6, which is a milestone. Book number 6 of Designated in My Toilet. And, if you sign up to be notified, send me an email at contact@catchthecraze.com confirming that you did and pledge when we launch October 2nd. You will get this free limited edition trading card. And that's this right here. Bam! Look at that.
Oh.
Man. It's part of the series. So this was the first one in the series. Boom. And then this is the second one in the series. So this is leading up to next fall's launch of the Samurai Story, Duty Samurai Story. So these trading cards are going to be valuable. So every year there's going to be about 4 different cards. So you want to collect them all. So if you sign up today and you send me an email that you signed up, and you pledge when we launch, you'll get this card in the mail. I want to say shout out to Kimberly Hall and Aurelis who emailed me. They signed up. They're ready to rock. So they're going to be getting, when they pledge, the exclusive trading card. So that I'm excited about that as well. So yeah, just been doing those things. And then shout out to Kid in a Comic. Remember, Duty is published as a comic strip again, as in A Kid in a Comic, which is 7 papers a year. You can go to akidinacomic.com, the website, and you can get this subscription delivered to your home, or you can contact your local comic book shop or bookstore and ask them to carry them and direct them to A Kid in a Comic, because it is distributed nationally, but the more stores, the merrier. So shout out to everybody there. So I think the second edition is being distributed right now, and Duty is not only a comic strip in there, but there's also a How to Draw Duty section in the newspaper, the comic strip. So I'm excited about that. What about you, brother?
Good stuff, dude. Good stuff. No, nothing, man. I've been doing a little writing, been doing some lettering. I have currently what I have. I have obviously The Adventures of Wonder Duck. You can get your copy on my website at getyourmeds.com. It's being published through Darkfire Press, so check that out. I have also joined the Any One World with Mr. Hades and Russ5377. My comic is on there right now, so go to anyoneworld.com and pick up your digital copies. Issues 1, 2, and 3 are out right now. Issue 4 comes out next month. I'm doing it monthly. And so that'll be out towards the end of the month next month. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be on Paul Gomez's show.
Oh, starting
Paul
drama.
Gomez. Yeah, man.
Starting drama.
Paulie G and I, we're going to be talking. He's got a little topic he wants to discuss. He's pro Indie Unites, Indies Unites, and we're going to be talking about it.
After that topic, tell him no more guests to talk about the same topic. We want to get a new topic.
Well, I think he's putting a little spin on it. Because the question that he's going to ask tomorrow
was very controversial. I saw that.
Would you give up your IP to save the comic book industry? Would you give up your IP to save it? We'll dive into it. I'm not sure what he means by saving it, but we'll dive into that tomorrow.
Sure.
So that should be an interesting conversation.
Yes.
I know where you stand. I know where I stand.
I know where I stand.
On it. Yeah. So we're gonna have fun tomorrow. It's gonna be on his show at 8 p.m. If you follow me on social media, go to my Instagram. Go to my Instagram and you can there's a link to the show. You can follow it and check us out tomorrow at 8 p.m. And then I'm gonna be where am I going? Oh, I'm going next month in a couple of weeks.
You're going the same weekend I'm going.
Yeah. I'll be at Baltimore Comic Con. I'll be out there. Big shout out to Technic Gods.
I would have done Baltimore, but I took a loss at the Puerto Rico Comic Con, so I couldn't do Baltimore. I was like, hell no.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a good time, dude. It's the 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's a 3-day show. So it's gonna be a blast. The Ringo Awards are given away at that. Oh, they do the ceremony there.
Could you just accept it on my behalf? That'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll go up there and say on behalf of
the crazy man.
The craziest mofo.
Yes. I'm going to the stage. Whose house?
Wow. Yeah, you do that, my friend. You do that.
That's right. It's a party now.
It's a party. Yeah, no, man, but that's gonna be good. Actually, Daphne Lage will be there. She hasn't done a convention in a while.
Since
have a table.
I left New York.
Yeah, she'll have a table. Technic Gods, Michael Sammartino will have a table. J.M. DeSantis is going to have a table there.
J.M. DeSantis has a table in every convention.
He's done so many cons this year.
I don't know. He's like with the mafia. I don't know how he's getting access, but he has a table at every show, bro.
It is insane, bro. It is insane. But we're going to be, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. I always like to go away. I'm going to be out there with my buddy, Jonathan Syphax.
Johnny Syphax, the guy who posts travel pictures with no context.
Oh, dude.
He's a writer who doesn't give you any context when he's posting all these photos of this statue in the middle of nowhere.
Figure it out.
What's the story behind this? What inspired you to take that snapshot, John? You're a writer.
Figure it out.
Yo, man, use your writing chops, you slacker.
That's John. John's like, figure this out. I don't care.
Killing me.
I'm just gonna post it. You're gonna want to come here. I'm like, where am I going? Where is it?
I did write something. It was invisible ink.
Yeah. He's like, I'm like, so where is that? Oh, this is what I was like. Maybe you should put that on there on your traveling channel so that people knew where you're.
Yeah, the traveling channel, but no one knows exactly where he's been.
That's part of the fun. Big shout out to Johnny. We love Johnny. He's one of a kind. I'll say that much.
Yes, fun facts with Syphax.
One of a kind, man. One of a kind. But yeah, dude. So yeah, it's gonna be a good September. September is gonna be a crazy month. Yeah. And then before you know it, it's the holidays, bro.
Yeah, and then in October I got Arlington Comic Fest, so that's gonna be good. What's this? The image speaks to 1,000 words.
Yeah,
because John can't even type.
Johnny's not gonna give you the words. You're gonna make them up. You're gonna have to make those bad boys up.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What up? Well, all right. Will Pace in the house.
Yes, Willie. It's what is it? Big Willie style? No. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the Arlington Comic Fest, and that I was gonna do another show in December, but I decided that I'm just gonna wrap it up in October, and focus on the Kickstarter in October, and then just worry about packing and shipping stuff in December if I make the campaign. So but yeah, I'm just gonna focus on that. I was gonna do another one, but I'm tired because I'm also traveling for work. And I got 3 big trips for work coming up, 2 international and 1 domestic. So I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I can't even say exhausted. I'm exhausted. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna wait till next year, and I have a show in I think in January or February. I forgot which one. I booked one for the new year, but that's it.
Yeah, no, good stuff, brother. Good stuff. So the campaign, October, what is it? You're still going for October 5th, or what are we doing? What are we doing?
Right now, October 2nd, and it really I'm trying to get. So this campaign is really important for me, right? Because I want to really I want the same response that I get at Comic Cons on the Kickstarter. For some reason, duty on a Kickstarter, I haven't been able to break 100 backers, and that's my goal for this one. I want to break 100 backers. When I'm at a convention, I can sell 100 books like this, but when for some reason on the Kickstarter, it gets lost amongst all of the adult content and the rehashed old IPs that expired, that people are rehashing, like Cthulhu and all this other stuff and Frankenstein. So it gets lost in a shuffle. And I'm hoping, my goal is to get to 100 backers with this campaign, which is why I have this incentive with the trading card, to try to drive that excitement around it. Right now, there's 20 people who signed up. I'm hoping to, by the time we launch, to break more than 20, get to 50 or more. But I really want to get, I want more backers this time. And that's my goal for this event. That's why I took the summer off. I didn't do issue 6 in July when I was going to. I want to take the summer off, get some time to get the word out, connect with people on the front lines at the conventions, and do some LCS book, says appearances. And so we'll see. So this is the most important one. So I might shift it to the middle of the month. Right now, it's slated for October 2nd. But it's definitely going to launch in October, but I'm not sure just yet.
Yeah,
because I lose 12 days of creating because of travel for work.
Yeah,
and so that might slow me up with production. So I don't want to impact anybody. So I'll make the decision as I get closer.
Yeah, I mean, I think incentives are great. I think incentives always work. I think that's a good thing. You're doing, very similar to what I did with the prints that I was giving away for people pledging. You're giving away trading cards, which is awesome, right? Just for following the page. Yeah. And that's great, and then obviously when you pledge, you'll get it in the mail. And that's a great incentive. I think if you're looking for backers, I think backer incentives are also good. Like every 25 backers, maybe you give something away or something like that, just to increase the number of backers if that's what you're looking for. Me personally, the way I look at crowdfunding, we've spoken about this before. For me, crowdfunding is about making the money to crowdfund your project. Oh, there they are. You said they were coming. You said they would come. You said it.
Hold on, I gotta mute my mic. These savages, you savage beasts. Hold on. I think they hear my wife. I don't know. Hey, what's going on over there?
They know what's up. No, but what I'm saying is, I think when it comes to crowdfunding, I think it's important to focus on the crowdfunding aspect of it, the funding of it. I think that when it comes to backers are important. I think that's very important. But I think that, for me, it's more important to make the money. Make the money, I think, to me, is more important.
Yeah. Well, that's basically, exactly. I agree 100%.
Because you could have 100 backers and they could have all given you $1. And you have 100 backers, but you only have $100. And that's really not going to do anything for you on the campaign. It's not.
Don't do me like that, bro.
It's not.
It's like, happens. It's like,
now listen.
Ready for your thoughts.
if you have 1,000,000 backers at $1, now we're talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's tough. Was it peekaboo? I see you.
Peekaboo.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Yes. And again, this issue is really, because it's a 10-part miniseries and it really pops off in issue number 6. I'm introducing a whole new group of characters. Bobby's best friend, Patrick, and Brittany, and they're determined to find what Bobby thinks he saw in the toilet, and so they're grouping up to get it. You have No Boo for You, Catching Ghosts of What We Do. It's a ghost busting organization because the father thinks there's a ghost. He doesn't know that there's an alien in the house. He thought he saw a ghost. So you got Agent Doe, hot on duty's trail. You got the Emperor of Uranus saying, "Where's my son?" So General Goatee has to go and head back to Earth. But then there's another element to it. There's there's a plot twist in this one, and I'm not going to give that away. But there's a lot happening in this one, and I'm excited about this. And don't forget the janitor. If you picked up if you got the graphic novel or issue number 5, you got introduced to the janitor at the end of the book, and he plays a pivotal role in the series. So there's a lot happening in this. I'm excited on this. I think this is, taking Duty to, and it's going to set the stage for the future stories with Duty to come. So I'm excited about that. Because once this ends, Duty's Monsters continues. We introduced the samurai story title. I'm going to withhold until later. So Duty's going to have 4-issue one-shots, minis, which is all going to be their own graphic novels. So all going to be 4-issue stories, standalone stories on Duty's journey. So it's going to go from Disneyland My Toy to Duty and whatever the subtitle is going to be, like Duty's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu, Duty, I'm going to say the samurai story, but there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's going to be an ongoing. That's why these trading cards are important, because they tie into the samurai story. So you're going to be kicking yourself if you don't get these. I'm just saying, because when they're gone. That when that series comes out and you didn't get the first volume of the cards, you're gonna be like, damn. Well, I'm just saying. So I'm excited about it. It's everybody knows the hustle's real, but it's the best part of it. I'm rocking my Duty wear right here. Boom. It's gonna be fun. So come along for the ride. Have fun with me. Sign up today. Send me an email that you signed up and say, yo, I signed up. If you signed up while you're watching this, just put it in the chat. Say, Sam, I signed up, and then make sure you pledge, and you'll get yourself that trading card. Bam. So it's gonna be fun. So that's my 2 cents.
That's it, bro. That's it. Yeah. Let's move along. We do have a guest coming.
We got a topic
just
too.
A few minutes. Yeah, we got a topic, dog. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I gotta get my medicine. Hold on.
It's time for your medicine.
Yo, are you the reason you lost that job? Say what?
What are you talking about, Sammy? What are we talking? Sam and I, we talk from time to time on the phone. Less now because Sammy's a busy man working and he's got to get to work. But when we do, we have some pretty good conversations. The other day, this topic came up, and you decided, yo, maybe we should talk about that. So tell me a little bit about behind why you decided to talk about this.
There's a lot of difficult people on this planet. I'm just saying, yo, what's the matter with you? Why do you put yourself in compromising positions? So here it is. Over the years, I've been fortunate. I started working in as an independent comic book creator way back before I met George. And I've worked with a lot of different people and a lot of difficult people, right? And then you find that these difficult people could never work with other people, right? And they always found themselves in the circle. So when you think about it, and we're not taking shots at anybody out there, but you know who you is, right? So if you're out there and you find yourself sitting there in the lab and like, damn, I can never, why can't I get, work with this person, or why is this, or you're going on social media and you're venting, is it you? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's, maybe because you're too overly critical. Maybe it because you're not realistic, maybe because you're not willing to give as much as people are giving you, so there's a whole lot of factors that go into whether or not. So if you're someone anybody wants to work with, so if you're missing out on those jobs, what I learned, and we know this, and you know this because in the business world, right? Outside of comics, right? In the real world where you have to go and clock in, a lot of it has to do with likability. Right. So I've seen it time and time again where you have somebody who's really talented, but is so freaking obnoxious that they lose out on a promotion to somebody who has half the skill, but is likable and coachable, versus to someone who's obnoxious, who feels like they know it all and they lost out on something that they should have gotten, but because they didn't work on their social skills, but because they felt they knew it all before, but because they rubbed people the wrong way, they lost out on it. So a lot of it's likability. How likable is you? And I said, is you? I didn't say how likable are you?
No, right? For real, man. And it's funny because this topic, we can talk about many reasons as to why people lose jobs, right? Like I was dealing with an artist right,
Yes.
who hit me up and said he wanted to work with me. I was like, I really don't have anything right now, but let me see. Maybe I do. Rule number one: if you're looking for work, and I understand the hustle is real, right? I understand you got to be on top of it. But there's a difference between being somebody who's eager to work and being somebody who's annoying to the point where like they're hitting you up every 5 minutes. Hey, do you have anything? I just told you I'm looking into it. Did you find anything? I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like, take it easy, brother, because you're gonna lose this job, right? You're gonna lose the job if you are too eager to work. There's a nice little balance there, right? I decided to ignore the fact that this person was being persistent. I looked at it as, okay, maybe he's, maybe this is a good thing, right? Continued on, went as far as sending him payment to start the work, and come to find out that it was weird because he was saying, hey, can you send it as friends and family rather than, just as goods and services? First of all, we're not friends. We're not family. I'm not sending you payments online as a friend or a family member when we're not that. We are business. We're working as a business. Hey, primo, mándale dinero, primo. So that was another one. I'm a little from column A, a little from column B, George. But see, that's all right. You can be a little bit of each. Just don't be A, don't be B. You know what I'm saying?
How about C?
Exactly. It could be A plus. No, but so I sent the money, dude. It didn't go through because now it didn't go through. And the reason why he was asking me to do that is because obviously he had issues with his PayPal, but also he was using somebody else's PayPal. So PayPal decided we're not gonna continue this transaction. So I had to go through the process of getting in contact with PayPal and saying, forget that transaction. So that's how you lose a job. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Talk about how do I lose a job? Is it
you're
your
better
fault
man than I am, bro.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yes, you're special.
Now,
You're
I'm telling you,
kind of fella. Because the moment I say, if the first time I said, look, if I said I was looking into it or I don't have anything now, and I got 4 more, then it's just blocked.
but this is the thing, and you may look at it. The kid was talented. It was really good work. You know what I'm saying? It was really good work for a really good price. So I went through the process. I'm like, all right, let's get. This is a really this person talk about being obnoxious, being talented but obnoxious. There it is, right? There it is. So that's how you lose the job. What up, Nam? And he lost it. He lost the job. He could have had it, and that's the thing. We got to look at this as a business, and you got to have your ducks in a row. Make sure your PayPal works. If you're trying to get paid through one of these, whether it's Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, whatever the heck they got out there, Cash App. Yeah, and that was the other thing. He was like, all right, forget PayPal, send it to me in Cash App. Nah, dog, what are we doing here? It's not how this is going to go down. That's how you lose.
When I have to work harder than the person that I'm hiring, there's a problem here. That's a problem. I'm like,
that is 100%.
I'm moving on because I'll just go to DeviantArt where there's a billion other talented artists out there, right. and there's a lot,
or Fiverr, right? And that's the reason why Fiverr works.
I've been fortunate enough that the artist that did Forbidden, he was a breath of fresh air. Right. He was so pleasant, and it was easy because number one, I provided the storyboards and I gave him everything, the script, the storyboards, the character designs, all that stuff. And he fell in love with the concept, and he was boom, 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 right, spot on with everything, right? It was a great relationship, and he did, I think, 100 pages, right? And the only reason why I hired an artist is because that style of art wasn't my strong suit, right? So that's why. But he was great. The guy who did the cover, fantastic to work with, right? The colorists, fantastic. She was amazing, right? Mm-hmm. But then there was a couple. Out of those, there was a couple that was like, I put them on my blacklist. Never hire again, and don't ask me for reference for that person because that person is gabash in my book, right? So it's like, it's a small circle. It's a small circle. Don't burn bridges. Don't be obnoxious. I get it. Everybody needs work. I get it. But
hustle. I get it too.
Yes. Put your portfolio out, connect with people, and you just put it in a post. Hey, anybody looking for an artist? Here's my portfolio. Check it out. Boom. Do it that way. But when you start harassing and then you give all these ultimatums or now it becomes work for me. Nah.
Another thing you don't want to do is, so this guy was trying to prove that he was trustworthy. So he would send me messages. Yeah. So he was sending me messages that he had with other people about the work they were doing to prove that he was somebody you can trust. And at that point, I don't trust you anymore. And Hades made a good point. I had mentioned this to him. He said, well, he just showed that he's not trustworthy. He's willing to put other people's information out to another person just to prove that he is trustworthy. Ironically, that's not what you want to do, right? So that's another way to lose it. There's so many. This person lost the job in so many ways. You know, another way to lose a job, saying you're going to do a certain type of work and give you something completely
bait and switch.
Right? Where you think you're getting something, and then when you actually get it, it's not what you thought you
They
paid
pulled a
for.
Houdini, bro. It's
That's another way to lose it.
It's an abracadabra.
Yeah. And listen,
That happened. Yes, yeah.
absolutely.
I think we all felt at one point or another fell victim to the scam artist, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, and you see it on DeviantArt. I mean, not in DeviantArt. You see it on Fiverr too, right? So what I do when I used to go on Fiverr, I would look at how many reviews. You have to have at least 50 or more reviews for me to consider you, right? The ones who had no reviews or they were new, but they had a portfolio. What I always say, what I did was Fiverr, and I was recommended to anybody else. I'd say, here's the budget, here's the page count, here's the timeline. But in order to be considered, I need at least a sample of here's a character from my series. You drawing it in your style to be considered in the running. Don't bother pursuing this contract if you're not willing to do that. Right. And then then you'll see their portfolio looks nothing like what they submit. And I'm like, oh, that person's no, you got to go. Right. And so I think you have to be very careful today because, you know, you're going to get scammed. Had an artist tell me they wanted 250 a page and would take 6 months to do 22. What? I said, good luck with that. It moved on. That's right. Bye. That's
how you lose. That's how you lose a job.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
250 a page is going to take me 6 months. Yo.
Crazy.
No way. What are you drawing? Like a panel?
What are you painting each panel? What's going on?
What are you, Alex? What is it, Ross?
Hi, Alex Ross. What are you?
Crazy. Even Alex Ross is faster than that.
That's bananas, bro. Yeah, no, but there's a lot of things out there like that, man. And just just be mindful of that stuff because you could be the reason why you lost the job.
Yeah, and that
don't blame anybody else.
And those are just some examples, but also be respectful of other people's work.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody has opportunities, so don't go out there and disrespect people on social media because you don't think that their art style or their writing style is up to par. Worry about you, right? Worry about your output. You know, don't worry about the next man. You know, and don't use your platform to degrade somebody else. The platform should be to move forward, to progress and uplift, right? And to create a network of like-minded, talented people. That's what it should be used for. But when you go out there and you are attacking people, you know, then you find that no one wants to work with you. Look in the mirror, right? I always get an image of our characters before contract.
Dude. Yeah, and that could be a whole other topic, bro. Because and I was talking to them about this. You know, obviously people should get paid for their work. I'm not saying don't pay artists, and we can talk about this on another topic. But getting, I guess, not character sheets. I don't want to call them character sheets because I don't want you to think that I'm asking you to design a character for me and I'm not going to pay you for it. That's not what it is. But I need to know if you can draw my character.
Yes.
I need to know if you can draw my character. And I personally don't think that you should pay for that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I use the example of that's like going to a job interview and expecting to get paid after that job interview by that job. They're not going to pay you. No. You're walking in there to see if you can get the job. Your portfolio is your resume, right? If you can draw my character, that's your interview.
You know how many companies now are requiring you to take a competency assessment? They have you take these modules to assess your competence before as part of your interview process. They're not paying you for that time for you to sit behind a computer and do that. Is it another artist turn off for me is when they trash in the interview. Direct quote, your job is so easy. I'm doing the hard part. Yeah.
Wow.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Damn, that's another way to lose your
Yeah,
job.
that's terrible. That's horrible. But there's so many reasons, right?
There's
And
so many ways. There's so
I
many
agree.
reasons.
You gotta show me my characters. I don't want to see your portfolio anymore. Your portfolio got you in to this conversation. Now let's show me how you draw my character.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from
Especially
there.
if it's already been designed. I'm not asking you to design my character.
No.
That character's already exists.
Yeah.
I just need to know if you can draw it. That's all I need to know.
Anytime I hire anybody, all the characters are already designed.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But,
exactly. All right. Well, that's it. And that could be another topic.
You got that signature told me to move. That's crazy. Yeah. So we're going to be talking to Dan Barlow.
Yes.
He's an independent comic book creator. He has a Kickstarter that's going to be launching soon. He's also one of the contestants in the Draw Duty contest. So we're going to bring him in. But before we do, we're going to show a video clip that he provided. So here it is. Yo, I feel like I was at a bar having a cocktail.
That was nice.
What's up, Dan?
What's going on, Dan? Oh, yeah, a little bit. Your audio's coming in a little choppy, but yeah, we can hear you.
Hold up, let me get closer to the mic.
That's
better.
That's a nice little background you got there, man.
Yeah, you like that? You know what? I think there's some ties to pinball machine art and comic art of the 70s. I think there must have been some comic book artists back in the day that did artwork on pinball machines, because there's some beautiful art from back in the day.
That's gorgeous, dude. I like that setup.
And
that's sweet.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Dude. Yeah, this big history. Like I said, y'all gotta come to Dayton sometime. We're gonna kick it, play some pinball, do some comics. It'll be nice.
Yes, that's up.
What's up, music is different. What up, Gil? Yeah, man. Damn, rocking the kick. Not sure why I love that so much, but there it is. So Dan, for those who don't know who Dan Barlow is, just give us a quick introduction into Dan Barlow as well. Yeah,
man. I've been doing comics off and on, independent, a lot of short stories for other creators. I had some of my first published work really back in 2000, Digital Webbing Presents. I don't know if y'all knew that. And I also did a couple other independent stories. And then there's a Christian comics group that I did some artwork for back in around 2008, 2009. And then I took a break for about 9 years, had a little battle with some cancer. And during chemotherapy, just had the realization that, hey, you know, I still have some life goals. And so I wanted to get back into the swing of things. And so I didn't know anything about Kickstarter or, you know, print on demand and nothing like that. I just knew that I like to draw and do pages. And so beginning of last year, I just started, you know, decided to tackle a couple of ideas I had floating around. I was trying to put that movie on that's in my head onto the pages and stuff. So that's why I figured I might as well do it. And so that's where I'm at right now. About ready to break out the third book. The Kickstarter campaign launches September 1st. And so
nice.
Things are going, you know, I can't hate.
Yeah, no, good for you. Hey, listen, congratulations on beating cancer, my brother. That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. That's a victory right there, brother. That's a victory right there.
Came out of the
But
blue.
yeah, no, that's the worst, dude. That's the worst right there when it comes out like that. But I'm glad you're doing it, man. I'm glad you found the passion. You have a book that's out now. Listen, I was reading through some of like your older campaigns and just looking through the characters and the concept of it. And it's very interesting, dude. You have these bounty hunters, right? Who basically do battle with, I guess, supernatural beings. You have, and they're named after holidays like St. Pat, Halloween,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Christmas, and the 4th. And I thought that was really, really, really just different, right?
Yes.
How did that idea come about, man?
You know what? So one of the things back in the 80s, I'm a kid of the 80s, really. So one of the things I was big into was G.I. Joe.
Ah, yes.
And
I knew I liked you.
I love those characters, right? Still do. And so that's when I started drawing comics. I didn't really grow up reading comics. I didn't really have the money for it, but I clip out like cartoon strips and all that. But anyways, yeah, that was a story I had kicking around for like the last 15 years.
Wow.
And actually, the first 4 bounty hunters in issue 1 are all based on somebody I know, like, you know, and they're all based on actual people and stuff like that. So the dude that's the 4th, he got the crazy tattoo down his arms. That's his actual tattoos. He was a Marine and all that. So he helps me out. He's big in the, yeah, and yeah, he's a good dude. And then so yeah, the 3 other guys are all in the comics and stuff like that. And I said,
Nice.
you know what? It's more of a tribute to my friends, you know, and just to say, you know, hey, thank you, you know, for being brothers and stuff in my life. And so yeah, and I like the idea of the holidays. I got more holidays coming out. The second issue, I have one called The Giver. She's a Hispanic character who's real good with knives, and then she can like use her mind to make them float and stuff like that. The Halloween character, when he puts on his hood, he can see ghosts, but he can also make people see ghosts. It's kind of like an illusion trick. Like if they have a memory of someone that was in their life that they lost or something like that, he can make it appear like a ghost to them. And that's what he does. Like in the second issue, a cop shows up, and you know, one of the other characters is like, "Hey, make this dude see a ghost or something." And he's like, "Hang on, I'm trying to find a ghost for him." And he pulls up this guy that the cop accidentally shot and killed. And so the cop thinks he's seen a ghost of someone that he killed on the line of duty, and to distract him, you know, things like that. And then one thing leads to another, and cop gets bit by a werewolf and all that. And then he ends up in issue 3 as a werewolf cop. But no, and there's some other holidays coming out, like issue 4, which happens to be halfway done, and I hope to drop in November, December. Issue 4, I introduced like another 5 or 6 holiday characters. So, you know,
why the holidays, Dan? Why did you decide to go with holiday bounty hunters, basically?
You know what? I thought about using like presidents' names at first, but you know what? I think maybe some of that inspiration came from like Reservoir Dogs, and they all was like Mr. Pink and all that.
Right, Mr. White.
Yeah, and so I was trying to think of names. So some of the characters, you know, some of the holiday characters have special gifts in the building. Like St. Pat, it's not a special gift, but he's the one character that talks to Angel all the time, and it's just him, and everyone thinks he's crazy. But this Angel keeps telling him, "Hey man, you know, you're fighting for the Lord. Your Armageddon's coming. You know, God needs you to slay these, you know, these demons and all that." And so that's going to have something to play in effect around the end of the miniseries, to where he just kind of, everyone thinks he's flipping out, but really, you know, he's being told by a higher power to basically take out the demons and stuff. So, but that's one of the storylines that goes on in the miniseries. And really, I try to put it just as much focus on the bad guys. Like when they chase down this werewolf in the first and second issue, you find out he has a twin brother who just so happens to be a vampire, and that's in the third issue coming out. And the two brothers don't know that each other's alive, right? But there's a connection. They're both tied to this guy who used to be a pastor, and he ended up turning the other direction. And now he had something set up like Epstein Island, where he got a resort that caters to the rich and all that. And it's weird too, because I had that idea back before I even heard of Epstein Island. This is like back in 2004, because I was thinking, man, what if there's a place where just the rich and the powerful and all get together and they just do dumb stuff they know that would be breaking the law. And then that story of Epstein Island breaks out. I'm like,
wow,
see, real stuff out there. So yeah, I put that in there. And so this dude, his name is LeBlanc. Like I said, he used to be a preacher. He knows some of his congregation have like gone astray, right? They left the family, and basically what the gist of the story is, he kind of sold his soul to the devil. And so in doing so, he also ended up pulling others around him in from his congregation. They've been cursed and all that. Some of their lives have just taken strange turns. And so he's hired the Holidays to bring him in. And the Holidays don't even know how bad this dude is. And like the fourth issue, which I'm going to start drawing here later on this month, is called Church Full of Monsters. And it deals with him dealing with the sex trade. And he's using his old church that's abandoned as a drop-off point for these girls and whatnot. And St. Pat breaks in there because these girls are waiting to be picked up, and there's some bad dudes there with guns and all that. And the angel's like, look, you're going to go and then you're going to clean house. And there's no real dialogue except for this girl. She's praying the Lord's Prayer. This whole time, St. Pat's in there just busting heads and stuff. And then finally, when she's done praying, he's going to be there like, hey, I'm here to get you out of here, right? The Lord sent me. Because, you know, she's praying, and the dudes, the bad guys are like, nobody can hear you. Pray all you want. And so, yeah, and by the time the fighting's done, he's going to be there, you know, trying to rescue him and stuff like that.
Nice.
But, yeah, there's just some stuff like that I got kicking around. And then for the third campaign coming out, one of the things I wanted to give back as a way of saying thanks to my like 20 supporters, 20 backers. One way is I got a convention special coming out. I got another book that's kind of opposite of Devil's Contract, a little bit more lighthearted, called Mr. Love. And that's about a story about a Cupid that's bad at his job. And there's some funny stuff that goes on in it. And yeah, I got a 16-page convention special that I'm going to print. And all the backers of the third book will be the ones get their hands on it first. And they'll be able to get this convention special as a bonus, you know, hook them up. Because my plan is to make a 16-page comic, sell it for $2 at the shows, and just see what it does. It's an intro because I have another Mr. Love book coming out later on this year with a guy I partnered up to write it. And and that's coming along pretty good. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? And
Nice.
Yeah, no. So Dan, tell us a little bit about your process, man, because obviously you're an artist, but you also write the books, right? So do you have a script that you write down? Or are you just kind of like writing ideas down and you know what you're going to draw, so you just go right into the page and start drawing? What's your process?
Yeah. So a crazy thing is, when I started this, I reached out to a couple of writers I worked with in the past, and everybody just, you know, some of the guys wasn't doing comics no more, and I couldn't find a writer. And, you know, and I've been part of a couple of groups where things didn't pan out. And finally I just said, look, if I continue to wait on somebody, it's never going to get done. So I just started drawing it. I did the old school Marvel method. I had the idea, and I just wrote down, okay, the first issue was 28 pages. I just get the notebook paper out. Page 1, I want this to happen, all the way down to page 28. And then I started drawing. And, you know, when you do it that way, you tend to change things up halfway through. There's a couple of things that came up. I'm like, all right, you know what? You wake up in the morning like, man, I got a great idea. So let me change page 26 and 27 and add this in. And so that's kind of how I've been doing it. You know, I do find myself, though, sometimes, you know, especially if I go ahead and do my roughs and my layouts and stuff, things flow a little bit better. Sometimes I get stubborn. I'm like, I get home and I'm kind of like that. I'm trying to think of it. Dave Sims, Cerebus. I think he said, do a page a day. Don't look back. Sometimes I wake up in the morning after working all night and I'm hating on my stuff. I'm like, man, you get the imposter syndrome and like, man, I hate my artwork, man. I need to stop this stuff. And then sometimes I'm like, all right, we're good. Just keep on pushing through. So that's kind of what I've been doing. It's one of those things. With Mr. Love, it's been a partnership. The writer's been real cool. He does work for another independent company, and I was kind of like, look, I got some ideas. Let me throw these at you and see what you come up with. And so yeah, that's been cool. It's been a nice collaboration. So I'm eventually starting to bring people into the fold. Anyone that wants to work with me and stuff like that. I've had a couple people like say they want to work with you, and me like, all right, you know what? Here you go then. Let's do something. But here in a couple of weeks, show me something. 2-3 weeks go by and they ain't got nothing but excuses, and so I don't have time for that. I'm like, look, I got it. In my head, I got an agenda. I want this book and this book and this book come out this year. And if you can't write something in 2 weeks, not even a couple pages, then you know what? You might want to try something else, a different hobby or a different profession or something, because comic book writers, just like artists, same thing. If you can't draw a page in a couple of weeks, man, I don't know. Travis Terrell, he can get away with it because he's so good, but you got to be a stellar artist if you're only going to put a couple of pages out a year. You got, everybody in the independent scene, really, if they want to make a name for themselves, get their stuff out, they got to hustle all the time. Every night I get home, I take care of my family duties, and then when everyone goes to bed and stuff, man, I just kick on some music or something, a podcast. I've been digging you guys last couple of months.
Thank you,
podcast work, And,
hey, listen, and you got a nice little sick spot to go and work in, man. Like that's a nice little place you got back there working in that situation. Yeah, that's nice. Hey, so you said something interesting, and I think that people who are watching the show and people who are creators probably suffer from this sometimes. It's the imposter syndrome, right? Where you think to yourself, maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe this is not for me. This is not what I should be doing. How do you beat that, man? Like what you say, you go in there and you do your thing, but what do you do to kind of like keep yourself motivated and keep going?
Oh, yeah. One of the things that helps me is when I see my stuff in print. Probably one of the greatest moments, not in my life. I don't want my wife to hear this, get mad. But those books, when my book, something I worked so hard on finally showed up on my doorstep, and I broke open that, pulled those books out, man. I had a moment, a little light shine through the window on me. Angels, and I was just like, man, this felt good. And that really motivated me. I had a couple of publishers that wanted to print my book, but they didn't want me to print it. They want me to put it on hold for like another year. And they was going to go ahead and go through Diamond and all that. And I told them, I said, man, I don't want to wait another year because I don't know if I can work myself this hard for another year without seeing something. I got to have something in my hand, something to make me keep going. I wanted to go do some shows, hit the comic book shops, show my friends and family. And so a lot of times I got, friends and family that support me every once in a while and like, hey, man, we're glad you're doing your thing. Just keep doing it. Even though I ain't making no money, I'm barely. But, you just keep doing it because I'm thinking sooner or later, one of my ideas is going to break and somebody's going to want to see more of it. And then I'll just go with it. I got 3 other books finished, just sitting collecting dust right.
Wow.
Not of the devil's back, but other ideas that I did. I did a book back in 2010 as a superhero comic, and I liked it. It's lettered and everything. Somebody else wrote it, but I never took it to print because back in 2010, it seemed like printing was expensive, and I wasn't going to drop a couple $1,000s. And I never heard of Kickstarter. I don't even think it existed back then. So that kind of changed things. But, you know, I'd like to eventually let some of these other projects see the light. And I'm thinking maybe with some of my campaigns, throw in a bonus book. And then I'll have more material to sell at shows and whatnot, you know, because I really don't do prints. You know, if the time comes for me to do something, I think Sam mentioned this. He's doing prints of Duty, because Duty is like universal. You could throw any costume on Duty and it works, right? It's like contest good. I mean, people did all kinds of cool stuff with them. So it's like, if I'm going to do prints of something, it's going to be my characters. And I think somebody mentioned before on one of the podcasts, like, look, I can do a print of my characters, but maybe like a homage to like a classic comic book cover or something like that. One of the variant covers I'm going to do for issue 4 later on this year is going to be a homage to Jim Lee X-Men issue. His first issue of X-Men with Black Widow, Wolverine, and Captain America when they in Madripoor. Great stuff, man. Great artwork. And I love that. I was like, man, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take my time and bang out something as best as I can, and hope that people are receptive to it.
No, that sounds good, man. That sounds good. I mean, listen, I agree with you 100%, man. It's about that motivation you get when you see your stuff in print, right? Like that. That's very rewarding, you know. And like, you know, I go to some of these conventions. I haven't tabled at a convention in a while, but I go there just to be in that environment, just so that, you know, just to fill myself with like people who are like doing it, and it just motivates you to continue to do what we're doing, because it's a thankless job sometimes, right? Because you're not getting paid for this thing. You just, you know what I mean, you're doing it because you love it, you know. So yeah, no, totally agree. You were going to say something though.
I was going to say conventions can go one or two ways for me as far as feeling. Sometimes I go to conventions, I see some killer art, and I feel bad. I'm like, man, I'm not like these dudes, man. What's wrong with me? Why can't I make my stuff look like this? And then sometimes I go, I get hyped up because I see some stuff, and I'm like, how the hell is this book selling so much? I'm looking at it, and I'm not going to hurt anyone's feelings, but inside I'm like, I'm just, you know, I start getting haterade, and I'm like, man,
I feel the same way. I mean, for a long time I was trying to draw like everybody else. I was trying to draw like Marvel. I was trying to draw like the guys at Image, and I realized that wasn't me, you know. And so I had to find my voice and what works for me. And once I did that, there's nothing you can say to me. And I was just focused on my style. And so when you see a drawing by Sam, the whole goal is that people say, yeah, that's a Sam piece, right? And so it's like, you know, finding your unique voice. So when I learned not to compare myself to anybody, but be inspired by the people who do it really well, right? I look at it as motivation. I'm like, oh shit, man, that's freaking. I wish I could do it like that, but I'm happy with what I got, right? And you just get better every day.
I find, you know what, I really do, and I mean this in the most sincere way, this is legit. I find motivation a lot of times here lately in some of the podcasts, man. So you guys are talking about things, real issues and stuff, coming from a creator's perspective, and it helps, because I know a lot of times you guys on the show got a positive message. You know, keep working at it, keep doing it, and we need to hear that. And I don't know, and I'm sure a lot of people that's listening right now can check this out that do comics. I think they feel the same way. We need to hear that. We don't always say that, but we got, you know, show love, show appreciation for what you guys are doing in the message and everything. You know, because you know, it's so hard. I mean, I've done a show before where I had a guy that eat at Marvel. He came up and he's flipping through my portfolio and he starts laughing. He's like, man, he's like, you're not ink. This is some of the worst inks I ever saw.
It's crazy.
What?
It's crazy.
He's like, just stick to pencils and have someone else eat the stuff. And I was like, I don't have anyone else. So I can afford me. That's it. You know, but, you know, and I kind of fell down a little bit, but, you know, I'm not going to let it hold me up, because the people that want me to work on their projects back then appreciated what I did. Yeah. And it is what it is. And even there for a time when I was doing Christian comics, which is tough, because you don't want to make something cheesy and cornball, because nobody's going to want to check it out. It's possible to have a message in your story, but not smack them in the face with it.
Right.
And a lot of times, I think American comics, the big two, struggle with that here lately. And they have their agenda and the policies or whatever. Just tell me a good story, man. Don't try to beat something in my head with something you saw in the news this morning. I don't want to hear it. I don't want it. And I don't want the news in my comics. You know, I don't want politics in my comics. I want good comic book stories. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And if you are gonna try to deliver, be smart about it. Like, don't make it so obvious. You know what I mean? Like, get a little more creative with how you're telling that story to send that message across. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a way to do it. You know, you just got to be smart about it. Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
A great man series that Alan Moore did was Top 10. I don't know if you guys ever read that. You get a chance, check it out. It's 13 issues. Gene Ha did the artwork. Fantastic. Well, anyways, it's a great story. It's about a bunch of cops in a world where everyone has superpowers. And they're the cops, right? And then someone on the police force is a Satanist, and another lady is a Catholic. And so you kind of getting a little bit on both ends of the spectrum in these characters. Great, like I said, I can't recommend it enough, man. Some of Alan Moore's best stuff, and the artwork's fantastic.
Yeah.
Check out Top 10. Came out like 20 some years ago, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is you can put your message in there. You can have characters that's true to what they believe in.
Sure.
But you have to be the forefront of the story. It just contributes and adds to the story.
Yeah.
And that's what
I agree. I think storytelling should really take people into another world. Let them escape the realities and enjoy a story for a moment, and I agree with you 100%. Leave the politics out.
Yeah. So let's see. All right, George. You know what? Until tonight, I never caught your name. I always wanted to call you Get Your Meds.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, no, man. Listen, for those who are watching, we're talking to Dan Barlow. He's got a book coming out on Kickstarter, issue number 3 of The Devil's Contract, issue number 3. How many issues is that going to be, Dan? Is it ongoing, or you stopping it at some point?
I'd like to stop because I got some other ideas, and I also got some solo issues. I broke the mold. I wrote a solo issue for the Halloween character. It's going to be really. I finally sat down and wrote some stuff instead of just drawing and then putting dialogue on it. I can't wait to get it out. But right now I'm looking at 5 issues in the first story arc, maybe 6. And then when that story arc's done, I got another story arc in mind to try to tie it all in, wrap it up. But some of the solo issues, I was thinking about with just the holidays. I'd like to get out. The Halloween one is going to be really cool. Talk about his background, what he had to go through. And then Mr. Christmas story, I got a lot of it plotted out where he's trying to prevent a gang of thieves dressed up like Santa Claus because they didn't break into a children's hospital, but they're posing as Santa Claus around the holidays, but they're really there to steal medicine.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Christmas visit a young man that's dealing with like cancer and stuff, and he's just as himself, right? And he kind of picks up on some of these odd-looking Santa Clauses and stuff going around looking all rough and crazy, right? And he's like, oh, I got to go pop the trunk, put the uniform on, and take care of business. So you got Mr. Christmas fighting a bunch of wicked Santa Clauses around Christmas time at a children's hospital. And I was telling my buddy about it. I bounced out ideas off of him. Man, we just cracking up. I'm like, man, I got to do that.
Dan, you gotta do a whole series, call it The Holidays, featuring Mr. Christmas, The Holidays featuring whatever, and then just do those solo, because that sounds dope. And I really love the concept of having these characters with holiday names be bounty hunters, and they go into their own adventures. I think you have something very, very unique there, and I think you should definitely just expand on that world, bro. Because I think it's a really, really cool concept.
Yeah, I'm going to try to, like I said, and hopefully I'm of the mindset if I do enough issues, then maybe, after a while people will see, hey man, this book he's still putting this book out. Maybe there's something to it. I might need to check this out. So I'm hoping after 5 or 6 issues, maybe I give you 50 backers at least.
You will, man. Hey, listen, that list is growing of the people following it. So you never know, bro. You never know if this is the one that takes you over the edge. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So if you want to check out Dan Barlow's The Devil's Contract, book number 3, Werewolf, the link is in the chat. It's also in the summary of this page. Check it out. Hit that notify me button of the launch. It launches on the 1st, which is what, this Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. Nice.
One of the cool things on this launch is why I did the second launch. I had a $20 level where you get the books and then you get an original piece of art from the story. I was cutting up pages. Here, you want a panel? Man, sign through it in there. Where else you put the original art, comic book art, for $20 on Kickstarter? Hell, half the book I see is like $20, and that don't even come with original art.
Nice.
So I want to give some value. I think a couple times, man. It's about providing value. I ain't trying to gouge my readers. I don't want to punish nobody. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you guys a good book, $5. Let's go with it. A little bit more. I'm going to give you a little bit more, whatever I can. I got a variant cover I'm wrapping up. It's going to be pretty nasty, and it's going to be a red foil variant. So, and I'm just, this is all new to me. Like that little trailer. I never did trailers before.
That's nice, bro. That is nice. Hell yeah.
And I tried to hire somebody to do a trailer for me, and like a week went by, and he never responded. And I asked him like 3 times, and I'm like, I guess he don't want to do it because he was asking for work. And so I reached out, and no response. I'm like, well, I ain't got time because I need to get the trailer for the campaign. So I just kind of, improvise and come up with something. I got teenage girls too, man. My daughters, man, they're like, Dad, this is like an old people trailer. You need to get more TikTok. And she's like, let me show you. I'm like, stop it. I know what I want. I want you to pay things up.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude. Damn kids.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Hey, teenagers are critics, man. They're really critical.
Definitely. Yeah, so we're at the point of the show where I'm going to give you the screen. I wanted to give us your elevator pitch and tell everybody why they need to sign up and back The Devil's Contract Book 3 when it launches this Friday. So, and then let everybody know where they can find you as well on social media. So here you go. Go for it.
All right, check it out. The Devil's Contract is a story about hitmen with special abilities that are hired to bring in monsters who also have ties into a high-powered society. So, get a chance, check it out. The 3rd issue's coming out. You can see what it's all about. And then also, you can find me Mind Grinding Studios right now on Facebook, and get involved in the campaign right now. And I'm going to make sure you get something special to reward you with some original artwork.
Outstanding. Do we have a cover? Have you guys ever heard of the comic Angel Wolf?
No, I've never heard of Angel Wolf.
No. But Dan, man, it was a pleasure having you on. Thank you for coming on, and you're always welcome back. And again, we wish you a lot of success in the campaign. And you gotta send me the link to that convention that you were talking about, so I can look it up. Another great show. Thank you, Lou Pons.
Thanks,
yes,
Lou.
Yes, and yeah. And we'll be in contact. And again, and I don't know if you already did, but send me your bio and a headshot or whatever it is, because your art goes into book number 6 of Designated My Toilet that you submitted. So so if you send me a headshot in a couple of sentences of who you are, that's going to make it into the book as well.
All right. And if you got anything, I'll hook you up with some art. I ain't going. I already hooked Sam up. I'll give you 2 pieces. Something else. George, you need some artwork, man. Hit me up, dude.
I got you, my brother. I got you. Thank you, Dan. You're the man, brother. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for coming on.
Peace. All right, so that's Dan Barlow again. Check it out. Link is in the chat. The Devil's Contract, book number 3, Werewolf Cop Biker Vampires, and he's giving a lot of good stuff away too. So you want to check that out. So right now there's 18 people who've signed up to be notified. So again, hit that link. I'll put the link again in the chat if you missed it. Here it is, just in case you missed it.
Yeah, man. Now Dan was talking some real stuff there, bro. Like there's a lot of things, we all feel, and I'm glad that he spoke about that because it's like we all feel that way sometimes. Like, why am I doing this? What the hell am I doing? You know what I mean?
I feel
what
like
up,
that
Pete?
every
See you
other
tomorrow.
day.
That's
Every
what I'm
other
saying,
day.
right? It's a real feeling, and to
Yeah.
see that somebody else is feeling that, we're not alone when we feel like this. You know what I mean? But we love to do this too much to stop.
It's funny, and it's funny, whenever you see the Crazy Nintendo Last, where I'm doing a segment where I'm trying to boost people's confidence, is because sometime that week I felt that lull.
Yeah.
And so it's therapeutic for me. But also if I'm feeling it, I was like, maybe there's somebody else who's feeling it and they can use this message. And that's when, so whenever you see those messages, it's because Sam went through a lull period. And and it's those moments. I mean, it's like it's you have great expectations for yourself, right? And you want to share your stories with the world. And because of limitations, when you can't get to the masses, you start doubting yourself, right? And and no matter how much work you put into it, we're human, and we're always going to second guess ourselves, no matter what. He said it. When I go to conventions, I walk around, I look at what some of the other artists, and I get inspired. I see some of this artwork. I'm like, damn, these guys are legit, right? I see the coloring styles, like, damn, why can't I color like that, right? It's like it's all those, but then then you go back and you want to just go harder, right? And but then there's moments where you just don't have the energy, there's like a mental block. So it's natural to feel that way. But I always say, if you love it, you expect to go through those highs and lows. But then when you have that high, capitalize on it, because when you have that burst of creativity, you don't know how long that's going to last. So capitalize on that moment, stop what you're doing, get that out of there, because it's like another soul that's coming in and channeling you to create. Just create, right? And because that law is going to come right around the corner, right? So get that out of your system, get that page done, get the whatever, and then move on. But don't give up on your dream, man.
Yeah, no. And listen, and again, appreciate him saying what he said about watching the show and what we bring to the table when it comes to independence, and that is just motivation. I'm saying? We do a lot of these topics and we do a lot of these shows to showcase some of the things that we've gone through, we've done, the mistakes, the perils, the things we're seeing now, because the game's changed, bro. The game's changed a lot too since we got into it, right? So we are learning as we go along with the people watching as well. You know what I'm saying?
The game has changed so much that when in the beginning, when I got into the game, ain't nothing could stop me. Then I leave and I come back into the game. I'm like, hello, hello, anybody know I'm here, right? You know what I'm saying? Now you're just a sea of a billion voices. So how do you stand above the crowd in that kind of saturated market? And I just say it's just quality and content will rise over if you keep on. One of the things independents suffer from is consistency and
that was the thing we were talking about last week. Yeah,
right. Keep putting it out. Eventually, people will catch on, and people will fall in love with it the way you love it. And it might not be a billion people, but the people that pick up the book and appreciate it and come back for the next one, those are the people you want to cultivate. Those are the people you want to take care of. Those are people that you want to cherish, because they're going to be your champions. They're the ones who are going to talk about it with their friends. And then hopefully it becomes a domino effect, right? But yeah, on Catch the Craze, we got no place for negativity. It's all about, positive reinforcement, sharing what we know. We don't hide anything. We share our trials and tribulations, and we had a lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. and there are levels of abilities and talent, within the indie community. You're going to have those guys that you should be doing this thing professionally, and then you have the guys who maybe just started, or the girls who just started out, and they're still learning their ways, and their artwork maybe isn't perfect, but it's they're doing it, it's out there, they're hustling. So you know, to me, we all have a story to tell. Tell it. Don't worry about how good.
Yeah, I saw this guy at a convention.
it.
He just had nothing but ash cans that he printed at home,
Mhm.
made them himself, right? He could tell he was an aspiring artist. He was novice and he was getting his chops, right? So there was some opportunity, but the story was funny and his art style was so unique that you overlooked some of the rules of illustration because he had this unique style to it and he packaged it himself and it was this quirky look and he was hand over fist just moving those ash cans, right?
Yeah.
And so it's all a matter of taste too.
Yeah. How much are the ash cans?
Like 250.
See, that's the thing, and that I would love to talk about that some other time is pricing. How we're pricing these books at conventions. We may be talking about that in the coming weeks. But we're back next week, right, Sam? You're not going
next.
anywhere.
Yeah. I have to check.
Never know. You never know, dog.
Next week, I'll tell you who's the
guest.
I think I know who the guest is. But I'm just going to confirm. The guest next week is my account. Let's see. Our guest next week is Pops Van Zandt. Yes, so
Ooh,
Pops.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Pop is gonna bring. He's gonna bring the fire.
Pops, yeah.
Pops. Pops is a little spicy. So Pops is coming on the show. So
get ready.
Hold on to your bootstraps. This is gonna be one ornery show.
Bring your thick skin, baby. Bring it.
On like Donkey Kong.
That's what's up. All right, so we're gonna be talking to him, and we're gonna have a topic for next week.
Yes, I also got Alex Dorr. If you're watching, I gotta move you because I'm not gonna be here that week.
Oh.
So if you're watching, you're gonna get an email from me. I'm gonna have to move your episode.
What's that? The 12th, right?
It's on the 12th. Yeah, I won't be here.
Yeah.
So we can probably move him the week after. But
right.
So Alex Dorr, I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna be sending you an email. Check your spam folder. We got to move you. Sorry. Because we got. I mean, we have a lot of shows booked.
Oh yeah, Pops is coming. Yeah, brother, he's gonna come and he's gonna tell us, man, we're gonna be doing this. It's gonna be so cool. And I'm just trying to promote. Yeah, he's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yes. It's over. It's over. But yeah, man. So again, if you're gonna be in Texas, College Station Comic Con, your boy's gonna be there. I'll be there on the I don't even know the dates. On the 9th and 10th, College Station Comic Con. I got 24 new prints of Duty As. It's gonna be so much fun. Catch me there. I don't even get a table assignment until I show up, so they don't even let me know where I am on the map. That's crazy.
That picture kills me. That picture kills me.
Right?
Yeah. What were you thinking, dog?
I was thinking like,
what were you pondering? I was like,
how am I going to promote Duty?
Oh,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, help me, please. So I'll be there. And don't forget, if you sign up to Designated in My Toilet on Kickstarter, if you sign up and you email me at contact@catchthecraze.com, that's with a DA. Look at it on the screen, contact@catchthecraze.com, saying, Sam, I signed up. That trading card will be yours when you pledge when we launch in October. This trading card right here, this limited edition, it's part of a series. This was the first one in the series. Bam. And this is the second one. It's part of a 4-issue mini series of Duty the Samurai story. I'm not giving you the full title yet, but you're going to want to get that, and you'll get that in the mail. So if you sign up, hit me up. Thank you to Philip Russell. Shout out. He signed up while we were doing the show. So shout out to you. And again, thank you to Kimberly Hall, who hit me up on email, and Aurelis, who hit me up on email. So all you have to do, the final part of it, is just pledge on the day that we launch, and you'll get that in the mail. So, so with that said, this is another fantastic episode of Catch the Craze.
Well, yeah,
before everybody who joined us tonight. You.
Before we go, getyourmeds.com is where you want to go. Check out anyoneworld.com. Ross 5377 is there. The comic digital format, issues 1 through 3 are out there right now. Tomorrow I'm going to be on with Paul Gomez, on his podcast. We're going to be talking some shop tomorrow. Yeah, hell yeah. I want to give a big shout out to the nerds who, if you haven't watched them, they're on live right now. I'll probably go check out that after we check this out. The nerds of the round, big shout out to them. They always give us a shout on their show.
Isn't that another episode of Ahsoka?
Maybe. Yeah. Have you started watching it?
I saw the first two. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the alien cat.
Oh, the alien cat.
Yes.
He looks like a dog. He looks like a mix of. He's got the face of like a French bulldog.
He looks like Snarf.
Oh yeah,
Snarf. The cat.
He's got a snarfy look, and he's got chicken legs, right? It's
Yes,
weird. It's a
yes.
weird freaking thing. Anyway,
You know, yeah, chicken legs. You know, you ever see those bodybuilders that are big on top and they got the skin legs?
They
That's
got like this.
It's like- You just push him over. It's like, zoop. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Right? So it's like,
Yeah, man. So check me out to get your bets. Check Sammy. Make sure you sign up to the page. Make sure you do all of that, and we're gonna see you next week.
yes. So with that said, I am Sam, the crazy man, Vera,
George, the Dreamer Medina,
and we are out. It's just easy. It's not. No, I was talking about my friend Aquise. I met him. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
He described me. He said, I'm the what?
Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.